What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another one in our Hail Caesar faction review series here. We're moving right along, and today we have the Dacians for you guys. So basically, roughly 1st century BC to 1st century AD. So things to look at: Trajan's Dacian War, Decebalus, and the various other battles and things that they're listing here. So, by and large, this is going to be an infantry list. So if you like infantry hordes and things like that, war bands, this is going to be a list that I think will suit your particular taste there. So as it says here, so infantry has to be at least 75% of the army, and you certainly could go 100%. Of your infantry, though, at least half or more have to be war bands. And again, we're not counting skirmishers in this here. Interestingly, the Dacians have access to artillery, and that's makes sense too, in the sense that they were able to acquire a lot from the Romans whenever they beat them, and then basically turn it against the Romans, so they do have access to some of that. And that's basically the three categories that you have for the list. So nothing in the way of cavalry. And from there, it's really just choosing and maximizing the best ways to deliver your war bands at the enemy and deal the most damage. So it's a pretty straightforward list overall. So we start off with medium infantry war bands with swords and javelins, and again, pretty typical stat line there for these types of war bands, 9-6, and coming in at 25 points a pop, so nothing special there. However, half of those can be upgraded to Falksmen with the double-handed weapons, which bumps the clash value up to an impressive 10, which is pretty damn scary. Would have been nice to see sustained bump up to 7 there as well, but that's all right. You do get tough fighters as well, so +1 clash and tough fighters for 2 points is a pretty good steal there, so worth taking. You do drop a little bit in the short range department, but these guys are here to mix it up in close combat, not throw sticks and other stuff at the enemy. From there, getting into basically non-war bands here, is the light infantry archers. So again, pretty typical there, and you do have the option to reduce them to small units. So just depending on what size you really want to field there and what you want to get out of them, but that will be sort of one of the primary means of long range firepower for you, and they'll do their thing. No other special rules or anything to worry about there. Skirmishers with javelins fielded as small units as well. So again, we get not much in the way of a skirmisher package in this list compared to some of the other forces out there, but that's your bog standard skirmisher unit there. If you field a lot of the light infantry archers as small units, they can sort of act in that skirmisher role, but the only true skirmisher unit is the one there. Now, interestingly as well, it doesn't really list a category for cavalry up here, but we do have some cavalry choices. So I don't know if that's necessarily an oversight on their part, but I would basically field that as infantry's got to be at least 75%. So really, even if you took the artillery, you're no more than 25% of this list is going to be cavalry under any circumstance. But anyway, so we do get light cavalry armed with javelins as small units as well. So basically, giving you a little bit of a dimension there, as opposed to just war bands, being able to move around a little bit, screen and harass, and maybe even engage in a little bit of combat now and then, just to deal with some other light type units. And then we do also get their buddies, the Sarmatians, some light cavalry armed with bows as small units there. So giving you another fun little cavalry option there. No special rules or anything, but mobile long-range firepower as well there. And as if it weren't enough, then you do get a Sarmatian heavy cavalry armed with contos and bows. So again, going back to our Sarmatian review, it's kind of a unit that can do a little bit of everything. I really wouldn't count much on the long-range firepower of these guys. And we could even upgrade them for another point into Cataphract, but it's another big chunk of dice to throw at the enemy with Clash, and will definitely hit hard and is fairly survivable with a 4-up morale save there. Again, I really would treat that then as basically cavalry up to 25%, just as a fix for the above there. Now on the artillery side, again, we only get one unit, so they kind of give you two choices here. So we can basically take light artillery bolt throwers if we want that as a unit. So it gives us, again, some very decent firepower at short and long ranges. And if we don't want to go that route for our one unit, we won't have a short range attack with this, but we could also take one unit of medium artillery onagers for a whopping 3 at long range there, and that's 20 points for that unit. So whichever flavor you go with there, you'll be fine. Again, you have just a very basic but hard hitting set of infantry warbands, backed up by some archers and skirmishers, just enough firepower to and support units and stuff to um, help basically push your units over the top, and then backed up by again a very minimal but still effective cavalry package, and all that wrapped up with leadership 8 as well for your commanders in general. Makes it a very simple but hard-hitting force. There's not too much in the way of subtlety that you need to practice here, and if you do want to go that route and have a little bit of artillery, you can throw that in for fun as well. Not something you typically expect from sort of the infantry horde list, that they're also packing artillery. And certainly, I think would be funny just to have that onager unit sitting across the board from your opponent, making them guess, what the hell is going on there with these Dacians, and that might force them into some reactions that might benefit you there. But overall, just a fun, like I said, little list here, and more or less available in plastic, I think, from Warlord's range there if you want to go that route, or if you do prefer metals. I'm sure there's plenty of other manufacturers out there. But, and you can even dip into some of the models that you have if you've collected Sarmatians, or just fielding anything that looks roughly appropriate for those. And artillery, really, you're probably going to need to cannibalize some Roman kits that are out there, and then basically just give it Dacian looking crew and everything there. So there's some opportunity for modeling and conversion there. But again, overall, just a simple, hard hitting list that makes a good historical opponent for the Romans, certainly, but it would be interesting to try out against some of the other units of that time. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you have played the Dacians and how that has fared for you in your battles, or if you've played against them, what worries you, what doesn't worry you, successes or failures that you've had. Definitely be eager to hear from you guys. Hit us up with a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do want to support the channel, again, check out the comment section. There is a link to Warlord. Anything you guys pick up there comes back and helps support the channel a little bit. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and we will see you in the next one.